Hi, it's Detangler with your Daily Detangler on making progress. I was talking to Eric Starrett over the last couple of days, and I also had a discussion with Catalyst, and we were talking a lot about making progress. And everybody that we know that we're working with on the team, we all want to do well, and we all want to do what's right. We also all want to make progress. And progress is an interesting discussion point because if you have a perspective of progress is getting things done and crossing things off the list, that's pretty different than are we making progress towards helping our customers be successful. And let's talk about that and what that means. For example, these folks here, they're very excited and they're very happy. They're winning. But what are they actually doing to win? What are they actually celebrating? And what if they were celebrating progress towards an outcome versus progress of they got stuff done? What would that look like? Well, for our team, what that looks like is focusing on how we prioritize, how we contribute, and also the service that we're providing to others. That's what's working to make progress. What do I mean by that? Well, when it comes to prioritizing, as you guys heard and what I just shared, Eric and I were working on the Orchestrate Sales website, and that needed collaboration. We needed to bring Catalyst in, and we wanted to talk through what we thought would be important for a video that we were shooting. We've been working on it for quite some time, and it was interesting because the definition of progress is, in that case, after you've been working on something for a long time, you just want to punch it over the finish line. You don't necessarily want to revisit things. However, because of the nature of the work that we do, we're constantly learning and we're constantly evolving. And the more we learn, the more clear we can be. So the way we had started the project, I don't know, a month ago versus where we are now, we have a lot more understanding. So if you take it as what do we think we need to do to get stuff done, what's really important to us, and what's really important to our team in order to get things done, that would be different than what's important to the customer or what's important to the audience of the website, or what does the audience of the website really need versus what we think they might want. And that's a bit of a challenge to actually work through, because in this case, what we learned in our discussion with Eric, Catalyst, and I is that progress means having more clarity around the why, around why we're doing what we're doing, not necessarily focused on crossing something off the list. So do you focus on outcomes or do you focus on your to-do list and getting things done? And that was an important lesson because I think we actually made a lot of progress on what we're working on in order to be successful. The next thing that works is contribution and contributing. So in this case, in our website example, progress doesn't mean done. And actually, in the discussion to somebody that was just trying to get something done, you would have heard the word accomplish, the word achieve, forward, traction, customer, audience, what feedback are we getting, what stories are we hearing, how are we building backwards from the reality of people engaging on our website. And this is interesting because there's so much muscle memory to get things done that if you don't inject the actual voice of the customer or the voice of the audience and get really specific on what they might need, you actually build the wrong kind of thing, the wrong kind of deliverable, because we can get in our own siloed view. So this picture represents an idea, and look at the dry earth around it. That dry earth represents what everybody's already known. For an idea to take hold, the contribution here is, think about it, how do you water this idea? How do you nurture this idea? How do you keep this idea from getting trampled on? How do you give it enough sunlight? And then think about the soil here. It's really dry, but somehow it found a foothold. And that's a lot of the contribution that people need to make and that we need to make on our team. These little ideas that are able to stand and withhold the forces of the environment around us And that's what progress is. Progress in this case is not a full flower. Progress is, how do we get the seed to take hold? How do we keep the seed from getting trampled? How do we nurture that seed so it even has an opportunity to actually become a flower? That's what progress looks like in times of driving new outcomes and being customer centric. And if you think about the experience of that flower versus the experience of maybe farming a full field that's already grown, those are completely different. So when you think about contributions and how we work together, that's important. The last piece is what's working for the team is the service that we provide to each other, not the hospitality or how nice we are to each other or the bedside manner, but the actual service that we provide to each other and thinking about that service. If you think about the orchestration orb and what that service means and what service is, the service that we provide between people and to other people, the way we share information and provide a service of information exchange or a service of being disciplined or a service of making sure that the technology is working, these are all components of an overall experience. So when you look at that, the expectations that other people have are critical. How are other people relating to what we're sharing? Also, the idea of what we produce and what we actually output is part of the service we're providing to others. And finally, the way that we create a service actually contributes to the overall experience in the orchestration orb. So in other words, the more we put the effort in and the more we make progress on our own service, the more overall progress the team can make. So if you feel the team is perhaps really working on something complex or perhaps is advancing faster or further, or you feel like you need to catch up or you're not quite sure what's going on, think through the service you're providing to others, scope it down and do something simple. In that case, when you look at making progress, it's really important to follow principle number 2, which is lead with you. How are you making progress? How are you tackling the challenges? How are you getting the information you need? How are you feeling? Are you stuck, right? Lead with you, not what other people might need to be doing or perhaps what other people need to be focused on. As you lead with you and share what's on your mind, you create an opportunity for empathy. And that's really critical because empathy is how we make faster progress, especially in what we're doing. So what does this have to do with our overall team performance? Well, when you look back at the end of the day, what can you declare victory for? In this type of work, it's really hard to say, I got a deliverable done. However, what you can do is say, what did we send to our client? Or what service did you provide to whom? Or what information did you exchange and how well did you exchange that information? Or how structured were you in your process to help other people engage? If you're constantly working through fire drills and reactive, what's the alternative? Well, it's to be heroic and be smart, to focus on helping others achieve their goals and helping them be successful. When you do that, you're able to focus on getting the right type of information, providing feedback to others, and creating something new, no matter how small. Thanks for joining today's Daily Detangler. I hope this helps you make progress and feel like you're making progress, because you certainly are on a regular basis, even if you don't feel like it. All right, I'll see you on the next one.